Saturday with Jack and Aaron. I'm Aaron,
And I'm Jack.
and this is a new weekly show we decided to start up to talk about the tech and business world, and even a little bit outside that.
Before we get started today, we want to tell you guys a little bit about ourselves.
We are two high school students from the Midwest, and we're tech junkies. We love technology, and we love talking about it. We figured we would talk about what technology we use on a daily basis and give our insight. Of course, let's start off with our daily drivers, since our smartphones are essentially an extension of us. Jack?
My daily driver is the iPhone 5S. Had an iPhone, not an iPhone, a Samsung Galaxy S2 about 3 months ago. I had it for a long time. Got old, started to get slowed down, would drag on me every day, and I sort of become accustomed to it.
Yes.
Ever since I've upgraded, though, haven't had any issues. It's fast. I have no problem understanding all the different things, switching from Android to Apple. Downloads apps like it's no problem. Handles everything on it great. All load times are just snappy, quick, ready to go, phenomenal. It's gotta be one of my favorite parts about this phone. So far, I haven't noticed any chugging. It hasn't froze. It's a huge plus on my part.
Yes, that is wonderful. It's always good to have a fast new phone. I, on the other hand, am an Android junkie. Not to say I'm an Android fanboy, because I respect what Apple does, and I had an iPod, when I was in like 10 or 11. But Android just suits my needs a lot better. I recently got the Galaxy Note 4 right here. I've got a wallet case on it. But before that, I owned a LG G2, which was a great phone. I had it for about a year, and then I upgraded. And I love the Note 4. It's got that 5.7-inch 2560 by 1440 screen, Super AMOLED, awesome. Colors are great. Text is pin sharp. Um, and I love the processor. It's 2.7 gigahertz quad core. It's wonderful. Handles everything I throw at it like it's nothing. And the camera is out of the park too. It's the 16 megapixel. It can record 4K. And I love the front-facing camera. It's got that selfie mode, so I can get all my friends in it when we're out somewhere. And TouchWiz, some people don't like it, but I don't mind it. I mean, it has its occasional lags, but come on, what software doesn't? But the best feature, the adaptive fast charging. With that little block that they give you, that 2.1 amps, it can get your phone to 50% in 30 minutes, guaranteed. It's not a gimmick. They're not kidding. It really does work. It gets me, it's wonderful for me because I use my phone a lot and it gets me that quick charge I need to get through the rest of the day. And not only are we tech nerds, but we're also casual gamers. I have an Xbox One and it's amazing. The interface is very intuitive and easy to navigate, especially if you've used Windows 8 before. The reason I have an Xbox One and not a PlayStation 4, the exclusive. I love Halo franchise. I love the Gears of War franchise. So, I've always been an Xbox person. Jack?
Uh, I can't lie. I've been a PlayStation fanboy for. I grew up with it. I have every single PlayStation console except PS4. But lately, I'm more of a PC guy. I prefer maxing my games out. Pushing each game to the limit, seeing that graphics go from a little bit to even sharper than you can get it on one of the consoles. Visuals are breathtaking on this thing, and there's always upgrades for it. Sure, it gets expensive, but say 4 years down the road, you got that console still, and they're still working on the old, what was current now, their hardware. Oh, you got the new 2020 NVIDIA GTX whatever processor, whatever video card you got out. Oh, you can run it like a dream. You just, you don't get me wrong. I love sitting on the couch, controller in my hand, playing a good FPS, a couple of my buddies, but if I could choose, I'd be sitting right here, PC, all my preferences and setups.
Yes, I can't say that I don't enjoy the PC games. Before we get started, we just want to talk a little bit more just about the personal tech. Not too long because we want to get into the stuff we have for today. But first, I got my smartwatch. People always ask me what brand it is, and I don't really know. It was a Christmas gift. Um, he got it online for a great deal, about $7.75. The box just says smartwatch, so but it's not the fanciest in the world. It doesn't have a camera. It doesn't have a heart rate sensor. But it's got a speaker, and I can plug in some headphones. It's got the radio. I can take calls with it, text people back. It's got my contacts, messaging, audio player, pedometer, calendar, alarm. I can store pictures. It's got an SD card slot where the battery is. I can hook it up with Bluetooth, and I can see all my notifications, which is really the only thing I really use it for. Because when I'm in class or I'm out somewhere and my phone goes off, sometimes, because the Note 4 is a pretty large phone, I don't have to take it out of my pocket. I can just look right here on my wrist. I like my smartwatch. Another part of my favorite tech are these headphones I'm wearing right now. They're the Street by 50 Cent SMS audio over the ear wired headphones. I don't think they make them anymore. They were actually discontinued, I think, a while ago, and they came out with some active noise canceling ones. These are passive, and I still say they're the best headphones I've ever owned. They got bass, not too much, not as much as the Beats, so you can listen to other types of music. But real good bass. They're extremely comfortable, really durable. And I got them on Amazon, I think, for about 120 bucks. I paid extra because I wanted the 1 day shipping, but I love these things. So if you're looking for a good set of headphones, go check out SMS. I love them. And finally, my last piece of tech I wanted to share with you guys today, before we get into the show, is this. It's my 10,000 milliamp hour power bank from Omaker. This thing is a beast. I got it a couple weeks ago. Well, actually, about a week or so ago, and I've used it a couple times, and I love it already. I got the black version, and it's really nice. It's 10,000 milliamp hours, so it can charge my Note 4 a couple of times, and it's got not one but two 2.1 amp ports. Not 1 amp, 2.1. So this does do the fast charging that the Note 4 does when it's plugged into the wall. Not quite as fast, just a little bit under, but faster than if you were using like a normal power brick. It's not too heavy. It's a little on the large side, but what power bank is it? It's 10,000 milliamp hours. The best thing about this thing is that it was $16.99 on Amazon, and I got free 2 day shipping because I'm on a Prime trial. But it comes with this. It comes with a micro USB cord, and it comes with this little kind of velvety carrying bag, and I love it. It is probably the best deal you'll find for a power bank online. So now that we've told you a little bit about ourselves, let's get into the show. First thing that we want to talk about is the Samsung Galaxy S6 rumors. Jack, what have you heard?
Not too much. Like I said, I haven't been looking too much into the phone side of Samsung, but it's more your forte. But
Yeah. Well, first off, I think the biggest rumor is obviously the build quality. Um, we saw with the Samsung Galaxy Alpha that they had, the metal trim around, and that phone had good build quality. However, it wasn't really the best spec. Then the Note 4 came out. Awesome build quality. You still have that signature Samsung removable back, that metal frame, everything. I love it. It's one of my favorite things about the Note. But people are saying they might actually go with a unibody for the Galaxy S6. I don't know about that because Samsung's been known for their removable batteries, and honestly, I think it would be a step back if they took the removable battery because the way the Note 4 was constructed, I like that metal band, but I like having my removable back because I actually have an extra battery on the way in the mail now. I love my removable back. Another thing going around is that dual edge design. Jack, you've seen the Note Edge, right?
don't even get me started on that phone.
Seems kind of gimmicky, don't it?
It's such a gimmick. For those of you that don't know, that phone has, it's got your flat screen, but it's got almost a curved edge on the side.
Yeah, it curves to the right.
Hence the Edge name. And what it does is it almost acts as think a miniature dashboard. You can swipe across it. You got a couple list of apps. You can get your ESPN scores. Weather, and it sounds good on paper, but I've got my hands on this phone. It's kind of it's a little awkward to
Yeah,
hold.
isn't it? Because you don't really know where to put your hand because you don't want to touch the thing. And the weird thing is you don't have an app drawer on the Note 4. It's all on that curved little edge thing. So that phone, it's definitely one of Samsung's new innovations that they're trying out. But the Galaxy S6 is actually rumored to come in two variants, a Galaxy S6 version and a dual edge version. I don't think this is likely at all.
Think
Because
about the dual edge version. It's literally you hold the phone, you're pressing something.
exactly. the One Edge, maybe, so they can bring it to their other flagship. I just,
Yep.
I don't, I don't really see that coming to terms when it's actually announced at Mobile World Congress on March 1st. Another rumor is that it's only going to have a 1080p screen. Um, Jack, what do you have to say about that?
I don't know. Here's the thing. The 1080, 10. Hold on. Pardon me. You'll have to excuse me. It may be first time recording, but I have family. Kind of, you win some battles, you lose some battles. But what we were saying was the 1080p. I don't think that's a bad thing to go with. I mean, so far it looks beautiful. I mean,
It's been around for a while.
well, yeah, that's another thing. That's what I mean. It's reliable though, and it looks gorgeous. It may not be as good as the Quad HD, but it's not packing as much power.
Here's the thing. I owned the G2, and that had a 1920 by 1080 screen, 5.2 inches. It was awesome. YouTube videos looked stellar on it. Netflix stellar. Pictures awesome. And of course, I have the Note 4 now, so it's got that Quad HD. And honestly, I haven't really noticed too much of a difference. Not a lot of YouTube videos are shot in 1440p. The pictures are the only thing that have taken advantage of the Quad HD. The only other thing is text. Text looks pin sharp. No matter how far you zoom in, it just looks very sharp. But some people say it takes a drain on the battery. Um, the Note battery, my Note 4 at least, the battery is awesome. But with a smaller phone like the Galaxy S6, it's going to have that smaller screen, so it's going to have a smaller battery. So maybe Quad HD would take a harder toll on the battery. So I think there's a 60-40 chance they're going to have Quad HD, just because Samsung always likes to have the latest technology.
Hey, pardon us again. First recording. I just noticed something about your video.
Yeah.
You've got like a block on your left side, like right here, and it's just a frozen image right now of just like one of your headphones.
Oh Lord.
Yeah. Our apologies.
We'll fix it. It's the first recording.
Yeah. I'd say like
Um,
scooch to your left a little bit though, because it's like frozen. Yeah, like right there.
I'll just move my camera.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. There's a frozen image on it. I can't adjust it. Oh, wait. Seems like every time I click off Skype and back on, it resets the image, but it doesn't want to stay.
Well, let's just
Yeah,
go
yeah,
on. We can do this later.
yeah, yeah,
Um, the next thing we want to talk about is the HTC One M9 rumors. Have you heard anything, Jack?
yeah. Again, pretty much with just the Quad HD and 1080p thing. That's about it.
Yeah, you guys should know I'm more of a smartphone kind of guy. He likes computers, stuff like that. But we all love tech. We love it all. But I think the biggest rumor of the HTC M9 is going to be that camera. As many of you know, it's had that 4 ultra pixel camera, which in my opinion is a load of crap. It's 4 megapixels. It's not a good camera at all. That was hands down the Achilles heel of HTC M7 and M8. So with the M9, it's rumored to have a 20 megapixel back-facing camera, and they might stick with that ultra-pixel camera on the front. I think this is highly probable, don't you?
Yeah, more than likely.
They also they're also rumored to have an HTC One M9 Max. I think that's very probable too, just because us phablet owners out there, we got to have our big phones. And the screen size for the M9, I think they'll stay at 5 inches. I think that's a good average size for a smartphone nowadays. Um, and there's also rumors that they're not going to bring Quad HD. This one I think will stick with 1080. Samsung, they always got to have the new thing, but HTC focuses more on that unibody build quality design, so I think they're going to stick with the 1080.
Yeah, they're more built for like efficiency and to make sure it works. They're not pushing the limits or anything. They're kind of
And Quad HD is brand new. You know, the G3, the LG G3, that was the first phone to come out with the Quad HD, and the Nexus 6 has it, the Droid Turbo has it, the Note 4 has it, but there's still just not a lot of content. I think it's a little bit ahead of its time. I think by the end of this year, Quad HD will become the norm,
yeah,
but 1080 is still respectable.
yeah. I like how HTC lets everybody like you know what take a step forward. We're gonna sit this one out. Kind of
We're
because this
we're
is
gonna we're gonna focus on refining what already worked last year and improving it.
yep, and it kind of gives them a chance to like they can check out like oh Samsung did this but it had issues. You know, HTC's going the right idea. That gets some notes taken before they
Yeah,
start pushing.
exactly. There's been, we've been just, bleh, sorry. We've been discussing a lot of rumors, and that's not all we're gonna do. But there's one last rumor that I wanted to discuss, and it's actually Apple, which is surprising because I don't really keep up on Apple too much. But I've heard a lot about this in this past like month, maybe. The iPad Pro. It's rumored to have like an 11, 12-inch screen, kind of like the Note, the Galaxy Note 12.2 Pro. And what do you think? Is that because you know more about Apple than I do? You think that's possible?
Yeah, it seems like a good place for them to start with. I mean, if they are launching another version of the iPad, it seems like a good place to start.
Yeah, maybe they could do a Quad HD screen, Touch ID because that's their thing. Not that you're going to be paying at the store with a freaking 12.2-inch iPad, but I think because Apple's always had a history of bringing highly premium products, premium prices too. But that's a whole nother thing. But this would be for kind of like the businesses, the business people at Apple. A CEO or a manager or a supervisor, because then you can have all your work done. They could bring, they could even come up with like well, scratch that. With the new Microsoft Office mobile apps, you could install that, and it'd be awesome. And it's basically like it's like a Microsoft Surface, but better because it's Apple.
Yeah,
I will admit. What? Go ahead, Jack.
yeah, I kind of see like how you were saying like businesses are going to use them. I kind of see the way all these new tablets and stuff are coming out. You know, they're starting to get big enough where they're it's got some good workspace on it, but they're small and to light. I could eventually see maybe 3, 4, maybe even less years. Eventually, just tablets replacing the laptop. I mean,
Yeah. I mean, for me, I don't use. I don't. I had a tablet. I had the Nexus 7. I actually sold it though because I found myself not using it too much. But I have the Note 4 and the screens. That screen's all right for me. I mean, I've been thinking, debating about getting a Nexus 9, but I just don't see too much of a tablet's role in my life. But for like a business or a business person or just a busy person, anybody really, a 12.2-inch iPad would be awesome. Highly premium. Um, but it'd have to compete with the Note Pro 12.2, and Samsung puts out some great tablets too. But some people are saying it might have a stylus, um, maybe the Apple Pen. You think that's likely too, Jack?
I don't know. You haven't seen anything coming out with Apple with any pen related, devices. So if it comes out, it'd be a great innovation, but it's nothing new.
Yeah,
I feel like they won't do anything with it. They've always been touch, and especially with the Touch ID, start using that stylus. Not many people are going to be wanting to touch their iPad. So I kind of
I
don't see them
feel like
doing
I
this.
feel like that's more of Samsung's thing. The S Pen is wonderful. I love it on my Note 4. It's great on that 12.2-inch tablet. Um, and as far as the iPad Pro, will it even come out? I think I think yes. With the Apple Watch, we haven't heard much about it at all. It was announced back when the 6 and 6 Plus was announced. We haven't really heard too much about it since then. And I think Apple's going to hold another keynote, and they're going to bring in the Apple Watch, and I think that would be a great time to do the iPad 12.2 because you have HTC announcing their new phone on Mobile World Congress on March 1st. You have Samsung announcing their new flagship on March 1st. That's two of the biggest smartphone companies announcing new products. Apple's got to come back and because they always do that. Apple always likes to one up people. They
Hmm.
come up with the Apple Watch and the 12.2. That'd be awesome. That'd be great for them.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see what's next. Oh, here's a little. This is more on the business side because I like my business too. It's Amazon and Sprint are actually looking to buy several. Radio Shacks. Um,
Mm.
why would Amazon want to buy the Radio Shack stores? Well, Jack, why don't you elaborate a little bit?
Yeah, I will. But first thing I want to talk about, Radio Shack has recently gone bankrupt, so this is kind
Yes,
of
yes. We should probably give them a little
yeah.
backstory.
That's one of the reasons Amazon and Sprint are looking to buy these. But one of the main reasons Amazon's looking to buy these is they've got quite a few. They've got a lot. You look anywhere, you look in a little strip mall. There's more than likely a Radio Shack there. You go to a regular mall, Radio Shack. Amazon doesn't. They've been an online retailer for years now.
Yes,
They don't have
they're mainly
anything.
online.
Yeah, they don't have anything where like you could walk into the store, check out maybe, ooh, I'm gonna look.
Amazon, Amazon Basics or Kindle Fire or Fire Phone, stuff
Yeah,
like that.
yeah, the big money makers of them. And
Exactly.
the thing about these is they actually have a brick and mortar store. They've got they've got product. They can you go to a Best Buy. What are they doing? They're going to walk around. Hey, welcome to Best Buy. Why don't I show you this? What are you interested in? They can show you some things. If you're on Amazon,
Exactly.
if you're just on the website, you're kind of on your own. Got to look, do some own self research. You don't have much to really work with. But with the Amazon actually having a store, you got people to talk to, people who are a little bit more educated on it.
Exactly. And this they would just allow them to have their products at thousands of the brick and mortar stores.
Yep.
And I think that's a good investment for them. And they're talking about keeping the Radio Shack name, because brand recognition, you got to make sure that people know that brand. People know Radio Shack. It's been out there a long time. I was actually talking with one of my one of my teachers. I take a marketing class, and I told him about this story, and he goes, "That's exactly right." He goes, brand recognition. Radio Shack's been out there a long time. They're going to want to keep the name. That's a good investment for Amazon and Sprint because it allows them to expand their product, and their stuff like that. So, actually, this next story was actually Jack wanted to talk about it. So why don't you go and tell our viewers about that?
Yeah, I happened to come across this just, searching through my news, and it's kind of a little shocker to me. Nintendo's partnered with Netflix to create a live action Legend of Zelda series. This is a big surprise to me. For those that don't know, the Mario Brothers movie, which came out in May of 28th, 1993, was Nintendo's first shot at a live action movie of one of their
You
IPs.
know, Jack. Sorry to interrupt. I'm just gonna go refill my cup, so I'll be back in a minute. But you can keep telling them
Oh,
about your story.
yeah. The movie was poorly done. It received horrible, many negative reviews. As of May of 2013, Rotten Tomatoes gave it a 16%. And that tells you there wasn't really much there. The movie had a big budget, $48 million. That's a big budget back in 1993. And came time to box office, it only made $20,915,465. They didn't even break half of what their budget was. Ever since then, it was a big flop, and Nintendo hadn't expressed any more interest in making any live action movies or, any TV series, anything like that. They haven't shown much. But as of recently, we see this. This is, like I keep saying, it's surprising. It it could lead to something good. Like Legend of Zelda, been out for years. Tons of people know this game. People grew up with it. Their kids ended up playing it. Still a big IP of today. I mean, you got Zelda on your 3DS. You got it on the Wii U, the Wii, the GameCube, the Super Nintendo, the regular Nintendo. You got a lot going here. Now, this series, as it's working with Netflix, could we've seen a lot of other shows that have gone on there. We've seen what was it? We've seen Orange is the New Black. Been on Netflix. It's been a huge upstart. Netflix has quite a big fan base. They got a lot of people who pay for the subscription. They watch all the shows on it. They add more to it, a little bit more light, and it was successful. I mean, they're still going as of today. Now, Nintendo dipping their toe into this could be a way that they could put new series on it. I mean, think this Legend of Zelda IP goes off. Imagine it takes a huge hit. The first season or series or whatever takes off. Everybody likes it. Nintendo could potentially try out another IP. We have the Metroid series. You could go off with some adventures with Samus Aran, doing all that stuff, going through Chozo Ruins, stuff like that. Some of the lore of the story. You could eventually come back with more Legend of Zelda, some separate story arcs they had, or they could retry the Mario Brothers again. Now that they've had some more experience, they've been around for now. It's been
Yeah.
this is 20 years later. 21 years later, more than 20 years later. It, this could show some differences, and if it's successful, it could be even more money for Nintendo.
Yeah. See, we like business too.
Yeah.
Um, let's see. We got a couple things left. Jack, how much time are we running right now?
25 minutes.
25 minutes. Oh wow. So we got more time. We can just talk about stuff because we made a little list. But we're gonna have we're gonna run out of stuff to talk about. I wanted to do like a little list. These are what I think are the best smartphones for students because Jack and I are students, obviously,
Hmm.
and these are kind of the best phones for students to kind of get work done, view documents. Because I know for me, I type a lot of stuff online for my English class, and I can pull them up on my phone and I can see what I have done, and I can even type right from my phone and then send it to my teacher, and it gets turned in, or I can check my grades, that kind of stuff. And these are just kind of the best phones to do that. Obviously, the Note 4 is on there, not just because it's my daily driver, because it really is a great phone for students. It's got that beautiful screen, that S Pen, it's which some may use it. I personally love it, use it all the time. Um, you can get your work done. It's got that fast processor, great camera. I love it. That's if you have no budget, because I mean, some people just they don't want to sign it to your contract. They want to buy it outright, so they can't, or they don't want to do like the installment plans, so they just want to kind of buy it outright, which is fine. I have Verizon, so um, but the 6 Plus is also a great one if for you Apple geeks out there. It's got the big screen. Apple's app support. It used to be a lot better than Android, but it's about on par. Apple definitely gets the newest updates like a couple days before Android, and the 6 Plus is still a great phone. It's got the 1080p screen, Touch ID, which I'm not gonna lie works better than Samsung's fingerprint scanner. I was using this fingerprint scanner for the first couple days I had the Note 4, and I just switched back to a pattern to unlock because I didn't really like it. That's for Apple geeks with no budget. The six if you like small phones. Um, the One is probably the best budget phone you can get. $350 gets you 64 gigabytes of internal storage, a 1920 by 1080 screen, a 13 megapixel back facing shooter, a 5 megapixel front facing shooter, and it's running Android, I think 4.4, and it's got Cyanogen mod, which is awesome. If you don't know what Cyanogen mod is, it allows you to customize almost every single thing of your device. And it's cheap. $350, it's unlocked, it's yours. You can do whatever you want with it. You can root it. Not that you need to root it with Cyanogen mod, but this phone's great, isn't it, Jack?
Oh yeah, I've seen a little bit of it. It works. It it does everything you need it to.
They call it the flagship killer.
Hmm.
The only thing is that it's a Chinese company, OnePlus, and it's hard to get the phone. You either have to be invited or you have to wait until a certain day where they have the phone on sale for everybody. But if you can get your hands on it, you'll love it. I haven't had a chance to use it, but I've seen a lot of things. I've heard awesome things about it. And finally, the best smartphone for students was the Moto X 2014. And this is the budget phone, but you want that stock Android. Um, well, did I say Moto X? I'm sorry. I meant Moto G. Um, that phone, how much is that? I think what isn't it, under 200? Something like that.
I think it's around there.
Yeah, but it's got that 720p screen, 5-inch screen. I don't know too much about the camera. I just know like the basics, but it's got that almost stock software. If you've ever used a Motorola phone, they have almost stock Android, which I love. That's the only thing I don't like about the Note 4 is that it doesn't have that stock Android. Not to say that I don't like TouchWiz, because TouchWiz is all right, but I really enjoy stock Android. It's fast. It's easier on your CPU, your GPU, your memory. Everything. Don't you agree?
Yeah, I personally, again, I started off with an Android. I'm still a big. I still, to be honest, I'd rather have that than this. Not to say I don't like the, Apple software, the iOS, but if it were up to me, I'd probably switch back.
Yeah. Um, the Moto G it's just it's under $200, which is insane for an unlocked phone. 720p is still it's still respectable, especially for students that their parents don't want to pay a huge phone bill, so they want you to have an unlocked phone and they got to pay for it yourself. Stuff like that. People that are on a budget.
Oh yeah.
Um, let's see. The last category is the best tablets. I'm not much of a tablet user myself. I don't think Jack is either.
Yeah.
Are you?
I've toyed with them a little bit, but I've never had a big use for them. Everything I need, I'm at home on my computer. I
Yeah.
can do on my phone.
See, I don't travel too much. I have my computer at home. I have my Xbox, and I have my phone. A tablet. I had the Nexus 7, as I mentioned before, and I sold it. I didn't really have a need. I mean, the Netflix and the YouTube, yeah, it's awesome to have that, but it's not for me. But some students love tablets, which I can see. I can see the role in the student's life. So definitely for sure the Nexus 9. I think it starts at 349. Let me check that actually real quick for you guys because I'm not too sure.
Have you handled the Nexus 9 yet?
Okay,
Have you
yeah,
ever gotten your hands on it?
no, no, but okay, so it does start at 399. I'm gonna go to Google's website. I don't own Google, no copyright. um, but yes, it comes in black, white, and some kind of looks like a tannish color. Sand, they call it sand. 399 for the Wi-Fi only for the 16 gigs, and then it's 479 for 32 gigs. So it's not as cheap as the Nexus 7 was, but this replaces the Nexus 10 and the Nexus 7. Let's see, I think it's got that Quad HD screen, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, okay, here we go. Yes, it's got Android 5.0 Lollipop, a 6700 milliamp hour battery, 8.9 inch IPS LCD. It's 2048 by 1536. It's got Gorilla Glass 3. It's got that double tap to wake feature. It's a 64-bit NVIDIA Tegra K1 dual Denver 2.3 gigahertz quad core, 1.9 core, 192 core Kepler GPU, 2 gigs of RAM, indigo black, lunar white, and sand. So it's got dual front-facing speakers with HTC boom sound because HTC makes this tablet, and dual microphones. So it's definitely a respectable device. Um, it's pretty cheap, $399, $400. It's not too bad. But you're getting that stock experience, which is what I love. As I mentioned before, kind of repeating myself, but I do. I really just love stock Android. I love everything about it. It runs so much better. It doesn't have all those gimmicky features, except, ideally, the only thing the Note 4 would make it better would be stock Android with the S Pen features. Everything else you can kind of throw out. But here, what else is the iPad Mini second generation though? The third generation is just a complete and utter waste of money. The only thing that it brings new is gold, a gold color, and Touch ID, which on a tablet is not necessary.
Yeah, most of the time anyway, you're gonna be having your hands on the sides of the tablet. You're gonna have a hand under the tablet. It's kind of awkward to gotta put your thumb on it or whatever fingerprint you're using to try to access it. I mean, most people, you got a tablet, you're gonna have both hands on it. You gotta use a pattern. Like you said, the third generation is just, it's more, oh, we've got a new color, and you can use your fingers.
Pretty
I
much. I mean, the iPad second generation it's it's pretty good. I mean, it's gonna be a lot cheaper for you. It's portable, 7 inch. I think it's like 7.9. Really portable for students. You can throw it in your bag and go to school. For if you're even a college student, same thing. Then the next one is this, we talked about this before. This is like the no budget. You have $700 to throw at a tablet. The Galaxy Note Pro 12.2. It comes with the S Pen. It's got that beautiful screen. It's huge. Get a lot of work done, but it's also very expensive. So it's kind of the trade off.
and the Galaxy Note, like you got, just, it's amazing. Works great.
Oh, here we go. A tweet just came in. My friend reminded me that Bates Motel season 3 is in 29 days. I love that show. We watch it all the time. That's just a little thing that I'm going to talk about. That's really all that's on our list, but we haven't really been streaming too long, or recording too long. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's been.
Um,
We're about to hit 35 minutes.
yeah, we kind of want to do it for just about an hour for our first one.
Uh, we
Unless,
could.
unless
We may want to just cut it back. A little bite-sized chunk into what we're trying to do.
let's see. I'm gonna see here what else is new and that we can talk about.
All right. I got a question for you guys. What do you guys use? What do you personally use? Do you use an Android
Yeah,
phone?
there you go.
Do you use? Are you an iOS guy or girl? Pardon me. What do you use? What are your thoughts on it? I mean, we're telling you ours. Why don't we get some feedback from you guys? I'd love to know. Give me some pros. Give me some cons. Tell me how long you've had it. How long what you're looking into, what made you switch, like me. Like I personally switched because I've never had an iPhone before. I had an iPod growing up, but I never really used it too much. I just, games and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. What we're trying to do here. We want to start the show once a week.
Hmm.
And maybe other videos throughout the week. Um, but probably just this for the first little, just until we get a little bit of a base. And if you like this, please subscribe. We're just recording it now because we don't really have a platform to stream on yet. We're
It,
still trying to work out the kinks in that. So we're just recording it and we're going to upload it to YouTube. But if you like what you see, even a little bit, subscribe, please. Every subscriber counts, especially when you're starting up new like this.
yeah, and if you got a friend, you got another person who, oh, you might think they have an interest in it, give it a share. Throw it on Facebook. Spread the word.
Yes, exactly. Let's see here. What else can we talk about? I guess I could talk about my daily driver because that really is one of my favorite piece of tech. This is the Max Boost case I'm using in my Note 4 right now. It's a little PU leather, so pleather. It's fake leather, but it feels really nice, and it's got that hard kind of plastic back, and then it opens up. Right here, sets your Note 4, and it's got a little card slot here, so you can put a debit card, driver's license, ID. It doesn't shut too well when you have the card in there. So you can only fit about one. But if you're like going out and you don't want to bring cash, you can just slide your debit card or your credit card in there. You'll be fine.
Mm.
So here's my little thing. I just got a stock wallpaper on my phone because it takes advantage of the Quad HD. It looks really nice. And I do have screen protectors. As far as screen protectors for any of you Note 4 owners out there, I use these. I got them off of Amazon. They were $3.90. Awesome. They work great. Easy to put on. You know, kind of just stuff like that.
Hmm.
Um, I'll let you, Jack. What kind of accessories do you use for your 5S, if any?
I actually don't really use any accessories other than I have a Bluetooth speaker, but it's nothing special. You know, most people use it. I don't really have much for it. He knows me personally. I don't use my phone a whole ton. I just kind of, I got it on me. I use it for what I need to. But you know, cheap $20 case. I've dropped it a couple times already, and I haven't got an issue with it. Hasn't cracked, scratched, nothing. Yeah, a couple
Oh, that
fingerprints.
reminds me. This Max Boost case was $11 on Amazon, or
Nice.
maybe it was either 11 or 12. I'm not sure. But very cheap, very fast shipping. I have the Prime, so I get it in 2 days. But it feels really great. I've dropped it, and it's not the best drop protection. It actually popped out of the case. Phone didn't crack or anything, but it was against some kind of hard material. But
Yeah.
it worked all right.
Hmm.
But it's just kind of like, I don't know. I kind of like the wallet cases. I had one for my Nexus 7. Not that's the same thing because it's a tablet. But I'm liking the wallet case so far. I've had the phone almost 2 weeks, so I'm liking it. Trying to see if there's any other things that we want to cover. Um,
Uh, I don't know. Uh, oh, if anybody's interested, if any, microphone quality I'm using is Blue Snowball. Got a pop filter over it, so try to keep it clear. Less interruptions with the audio quality. I bought this. Actually, I got it for Christmas a couple months ago, and it's one of the best USB microphones I've ever used. Probably second. It's second best compared to a Blue Yeti, but yeah, it's a nice card. It's the ice version of it, which is just a cardioid microphone. For those that don't know, cardioid is think a normal microphone. You're just talking into it. It doesn't have all the omnidirectional think sound around. It's more up close. Works. I've had no issues with it. I mean, you yourself, you could tell me how the quality is.
yeah, I mean, I think it sounds okay. I'm using a very cheap webcam. I don't even know. It's years old. I found it in an old desk drawer, and I was gonna do it on my Note 4, but I actually had my notes on my note. No pun intended. But you know, I'm thinking about buying a different camera. If we even get 50 to 100 views on this, and if this actually takes off, I'll definitely upgrade my camera. But everyone has to start somewhere.
Yeah.
Um,
Quick note. We're not doing this to, oh, let's get famous. Let's do that. No, this is just an idea we threw around. And decided, we'll talk a little bit, give her some thoughts, give her insights. People that watch,
ex-
maybe they don't do a ton of in-depth research. Maybe they're not very familiar with the market, how all the business side of things work. Kind of talk, explain it to you.
exactly. We're not doing this to like you said. We don't want to get millions and millions of views. Not that those wouldn't be nice, and we're not out to do this to make money, although that'd be nice too. And if we ever got that far, that'd be amazing. We're really just doing this just to kind of share our love for tech with all of you guys and talk to each other because we found ourselves having a lot of conversations in school, out of school, basketball games, football games, everything like that, kind of about tech. And we were like, why don't we start a show about this and start sharing it with everybody else and, just help build the community of tech even more than it already is. And I know there's hundreds and hundreds of tech YouTubers, and well, why go to us? Well, we're not asking you to not watch other people's videos or anything. We're just asking for a chance, you know. And if you don't like it, then you don't like it. We can't make you like it.
Yeah. Another good thing about it is we're a bit younger. We're not in our 20s, 30s. Haven't been working with old technology. We're pretty new. So we're every time we get something, we're familiar with it. We kind of know what's going on a bit, so we can kind of figure all the things out a little quicker.
Exactly. We're not doing this for a job. So we're not getting paid by anybody. So our insight and our opinions and everything, that's just us personally.
Yep. This is just a little side project, little hobby.
A little hobby that if it takes off, it takes off.
It
We're
does.
still gonna we're still gonna be doing this every week. We're gonna try to keep this out every week. Cyber Saturday. That's what we're calling it. Jack came up with the name. We were trying to think, what are we gonna call this?
Just it rolls off the tongue.
Cyber Saturday. You tell your friends, what are you doing? I'm watching Cyber Saturday. No, with Jack and Aaron, not Aaron and Jack. That sounds weird. Kind of like Josh and Drake and Josh. Don't sound right.
Yeah.
Oh, let's see what else. Oh, a little fun fact just about myself. That's not really tech related. I can solve a Rubik's cube in about a minute and 50 seconds. I think that's my top time. My average is probably about 2 minutes. And I don't really do it too much. I'm in high school. I don't. I have other stuff. I did a little bit freshman year, and now it's just kind of there. I do it whenever I want. But I did solve it in about a minute and 50
Yeah.
seconds. And if you're asking, this isn't a regular cube. It's actually a Diane Zanchi. I ordered it off of Amazon last summer, at the end of freshman year, and it's all right. It was about $11, and it just it doesn't stick, so you can solve it faster. Um, so yeah, it's just kind of a thing I do when I'm bored or I'm waiting, or if I'm talking to somebody, or I'm waiting if you know from Skype and Jack, and he has to go do something. I'll have it on my desk and play around with it while I'm waiting for him.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can solve it in a minute and a half. I wasn't self-taught. I did learn from the internet. Um, but I always start with the green side. That's the weird. You always start with the green side, and then you go layer by layer.
Hmm.
But that's just kind of a little fun thing about myself. Jack, is there anything more you wanted to share?
Uh, Actually, if you have any questions for me, I'm the computer guy. Aaron's more the mobile guy. If you got any questions for me, shoot them. I mean, you got a question about software. You got any questions about hardware? You want some differences. You're not quite sure. Shoot me some questions. Write in the chat. Send
Exactly.
us a message. I'll try to respond.
Jack's Jack's more of like a computer, like that audio stuff he was talking about. I had no idea. He's like up here, and I'm like here. He's into the computer and the audio stuff. I'm more of the technical guy. I love smartphones, tablets, all that stuff. I absolutely love it. It's definitely my favorite thing about technology. And he's more of a computer, audio, video um, type of person.
Yeah.
But everyone has their different tech things that they like. Not to say, 'cause, I have a computer. He has Oh, actually, Jack was telling me he actually got a new computer a couple months ago.
Hmm. Actually, I
Yeah,
just got it pretty recently.
okay.
It's an oh, what was it? I could not tell you for the life of me what the case is on it, but um, I'm actually running Windows Vista 32-bit, so nothing special. Just it works, but brand new graphics card in it. Got an Nvidia GTX. I think it was a. You give me a moment, I can look this up here.
Yeah, sure.
I have an Nvidia GeForce GTX 550 Ti, and so far with it, playing games and such, recording now, I can max it out. Just this morning, I was playing Assassin's Creed Brotherhood on all the high settings. I got all the shadows, the distance, the water, reflections. It's just pretty. So if you can get your hands on one, if you need it, get it. It's worth it.
Yeah, I definitely. I have just a HP computer. It's nothing special. It was, oh, I got it for my birthday a couple, you know, months back. And before that, my mom had got it for herself as a Christmas gift. And but she was like, she was actually getting another laptop, and so she was like, "Do you want this computer? It's in the way. It's taking up too much room. You can take it back to, you can take it, have it, put it in your room." And so I was like, "Yeah, sure." So she helped me. I moved it in my room, set it up. It's awesome. It's not the fastest. I'm not a gaming PC guy. It does everything I need to. I can get on the internet, do stuff like that, which is kind of like with Jack. I always like to have the most cutting edge in smartphones. I hate being into a 2 year contract, which is basically what I'm in with the Note 4. Um, but if I don't want to keep that 2 year contract, I just pay off the rest of the device and then I keep it. I did with my G2, I did trade it in to get the Note 4. Um, and with the Note 4 so far, as much as I'm liking it, I don't want to keep it for 2 years. I hate having old phones like that. But I can pay it off and then root it. But with my computer, I don't need the best thing. I just need something that works. But with Jack, it's the opposite.
Oh, if it were up to me, like I said, I will sit down on my computer, work, do all that. I don't really, phone wise. If I can make phone calls, if I can text, play a couple games, I'm set. But when I'm sitting here on my computer, I'm sitting at my desk, ready to go. Oh, I want everything to run smooth. I want it to run fast, freaking breathtaking. I will freaking max it out. I haven't even overclocked this thing yet, and I'm thinking about it, getting close.
Exactly. And actually, another project that Jack and I were kind of do, we could actually do it for the show. I've never rooted Android phone before. I have jailbroke an iPod a couple times. Actually, I used to do it for people and set up different themes and with iFile and everything. But I've never rooted an Android phone, and I've been really curious to see what that does. And so Jack actually has a lot of old S2s, actually multiple S2s lying around, Galaxy S2s. Sorry for repeating myself.
It's
And
alright.
so I asked him, if you can, you let me one of those, and I can try to root it, for the show and see what can I do. And because there's a root that I found because I've been reading up on roots a little bit that can run 5.0 Lollipop on a Galaxy S2.
Yeah. These S2s I've got, they were family phones. Everybody upgraded. They kind of just put them away in our desk. Just kind of sitting there collecting dust. So it'd be something give Aaron, let him test it out. If it works, tell you guys about it.
Exactly. It's Saturday. It's Saturday right now. Cyber Saturday, obviously. So when we come back to school Monday, maybe, and I'll read it up because I've always been really fascinated with the kind of stuff, modifying phones. Like I said before, I love smartphones. I'm actually thinking about for college, uh, either either retail. I know it's kind of polar opposites. I either want to do retail, selling to people. I love that kind of stuff. It's kind of stuff I do in my marketing class with DECA and everything. But I also I actually really interested in mobile app design. Like Full Sail University. Not that's the kind of stuff they do. I'd love to learn how to make apps, how to make them work. Make an app maybe for companies I could go around and kind of do stuff like that. That's the kind of stuff I'm thinking about for my adult life. I love mobile technology.
Yeah. And talking future and stuff. Obviously, I'm gonna try to go to computer engineering. I think it'd be cool to look into kind of all that stuff. I'm interested in it anyway. I think it's fun. even later this week, I'm repairing somebody's PlayStation after it broke from a hardware failure.
Yes.
So
See that?
I just ordered a. Let me grab it for you. Brand new. It's nothing special, but generic. I need a new hard drive for it, so I bought a 320 gig hard drive for about. I think it was. Yeah, it was like $50. So it wasn't cheap, but it's got all the gigs in it. So
Yeah, but then you make money off of that computer repair. So,
yeah, I made a couple bucks. Let me get this out
but see,
for you guys.
that's the kind of thing I used to do. Not that it was anything special. It was more in middle school, probably eighth grade. Um, I would. I actually had a lot of people come to me asking me, "Can you jailbreak this? Can you jailbreak my iPhone? Can you jailbreak my iPod?" And so I would go, and I would jailbreak it for them. That I keep in contact with them and ask them, what kind of stuff do you want? Do you want it like a kitty theme or a sports theme or a dog theme or techno theme, something like that? And I'd modify it for them and make sure that it was to their liking. I didn't really make any money for it because it was mostly for friends, but that's the kind of stuff I love to do because I got to work with tech.
Yeah. Let me get started here. It's a WD Blue. WD Blue hard drive. 320 gigabytes. Again, bought it for a PlayStation 3 hard drive repair after it went through a certain update. I can't remember the number for it, but it was known as the 99% failure, where the console itself will try to update, but something on the hard drive fails, and what it does is it ends up just completely restarting the console and then makes it go through the cycle again, 0 to 99, restarts. So, you know, I never had this personally, but I have looked into it a bit, and quick little repair. Just take the hard drive out, pop into the tray, slide it back in, good as gold.
Yeah, exactly. And I could probably, if someone came to me with a broken screen, with a broken screen, I could probably fix it for them. It would take some doing, but I could probably do it if I read up a little bit about it. That's the kind of stuff I like to do.
Yeah.
Very mobile. Mobile. Obviously I have a smartwatch. I have the best Android phone on the market right now. And I have a summer job that I do, and I actually make a really good amount of money on it. Probably, close to $1,000. And so I'm thinking about just paying off my note, paying off the retail value of the phone, so I'm not locked into that 2-year contract anymore.
Mm.
And even, I don't know if I'd root it, but then it's mine, and then I could upgrade whenever I wanted. Not that I'd upgrade to the Note 5 unless it brought like a huge spew of new features. But I was actually talking to someone, and and he goes, Aaron, we're just all victims of the upgrade cycle. You know,
Mm.
we get a new phone, we pay however much money. You get the phone, and it's great until a year later when something new comes out, and then your phone doesn't get the app support that it used to, or then you start getting jealous, which honestly I do all the time when someone gets like a newer phone than me. But obviously, right now I have the newest phone, but and then you always want to upgrade, and you keep giving the money. We're all victims of the upgrade cycle, whether we like it or not.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, unless you buy the device unlocked, but then you have to pay that $600-700, whatever it is.
Yeah. I've never had too much of like I just have to have this phone. I have to have it because I got the S2 back in my middle school, my last year of middle school. So
Yeah, I remember it was the first part of eighth grade, I think.
yeah, it might have been somewhere around there. But I had bought it because the S3 had just came out. So S2 went on, or no, it was the S4. The S4 had come out.
Let's see. It's 2015 right now. 2014. Wasn't it? It would have been 2012. So S5, S4.
Yeah, it was the S4
Oh, what
because
is the S3?
no, it
I
wasn't.
believe.
It wasn't because you got the S3 like a week later, or the S3. I got the S2 for $1. Great deal. Freaking, I was super happy. My first good smartphone. Got it for $1. It was like sweet.
And then a week later, the S3 went on sale.
Yeah, a week later the S3 goes on the same sale, $1. I was
And
stuck with
then
the phone for 2
and then
years.
and then the S4 came out a couple months later.
Yeah, it was right around that time. So all those phones went on a huge sale. So,
And then I got the S3
hmm
during that summer, and then I got the G2 like 6 months later, and then I got this phone.
hmm
And I've always liked Androids. I've never had any other phone besides like a little slider was my first phone, and then I went to the some crappy HTC one, and then I went to my S3, and then my and it's weird because um, my first smartphone was 3.7 inches. It was the HTC One M, the HTC One V. It was a Virgin Mobile phone. Because at that time I paid my own phone bill because I was in middle school and my parents didn't think I should have a phone, and they were like, if you want a phone, you have to pay for it. Um, so I had the Virgin Mobile, and then I saw the Virgin Mobile got the S3, and so I ended up buying that, for like $400, and now it's 4.7 inches, so that was an inch upgrade. I was like, this screen is amazing. It's huge.
hmm
Um, and then, you know, the job that I had, I hated it. I still had to keep it, but I hated most of all. I hated Sprint service, and I was like, I'm paying for because Virgin Mobile runs off of Sprint. I was like, I'm paying for crappy service, and so I asked my parents, and my dad was like, yes, you can be on our Verizon plan, but you have to give me some money. And so that's what I started doing, and I got the G2, which was 5.2 inches, 5 more inches, zero point 0.5 inches, and then I got the Note 4, which is zero point 0.5 inches more. So my point is that every time I get a new phone, I never go down in size. I always increase.
hmm
Yeah. So how long are we running at now, Jack?
56 minutes.
Okay. Yeah. I think this has been a good first episode. It's going to take a little while for that to upload.
Yeah, it'll take a little while, but I say so far, success.
Yeah.
It worked.
The fact that we're actually talking about how long we're running and everything, it shows that this is our very first recording.
Yeah.
So take that with a grain of salt. We'll get better as time goes on.
Yeah.
Uh, the next one, I should have my extra battery for my Note 4. I can kind of show you guys that
Yeah.
and stuff like that. So I think we're gonna stop recording. Then we're gonna upload this,
hmm
and then yeah, then we'll see you guys probably next Saturday,
Yeah.
unless I decide to upload something during the week.
Yeah. Which,
Maybe
yeah.
maybe I will, maybe I won't. I don't know.
Yeah. So, hey, if you guys enjoy
Thank,
it,
yeah,
give us
thanks for watching.
yeah, thanks. Subscribe. Check out for the next one. Give us a like and maybe a share.
Yes, thank you very much. Thanks for anyone who watched, even if it's only one person. Thank you, one person.
Thank you very much.
Yes. So this has been Cyber Saturday with Jack and Aaron, and we'll see you later.
Bye, guys.